32 years without fever, without hospitalizations, without antibiotics. It seems impossible, but this is exactly the story of Mary Collins, now 82 years old, a woman who lives with energy, clarity, and independence, while so many people her age face chronic illnesses and limitations that steal the joy of living. Have you ever stopped to think how many times you've been sick in recent years? How many times has a cold or infection derailed your plans? Now imagine living 3 decades without that. It's not luck, and it's not a coincidence. There's a pattern. There's a path. And that's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Dr. William Tharnell, and I'm a specialist in elderly health with over 25 years of experience in geriatrics and integrative medicine. Throughout my career, I've worked with hundreds of people, and Mary Collins' story has always stood out to me. She didn't just reach old age, she achieved a quality of life many believe is impossible. And what's Mary's secret? It's not expensive medications or complicated treatments. It's 5 simple foods she incorporated into her daily routine that, over the years, became the foundation of enviable health. Before we continue, I want to ask you something very important. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling us which food you never let run out in your home. This way, we can spread this message to more people who, like you, want to live with better health and fewer worries. Stay with me until the end because I'll show you, chapter by chapter, how these foods work, how to include them in your routine, and why they could be the key to transforming your health starting today. When Mary Collins first came to me, she was 50 years old and felt she was aging too quickly. She didn't have any serious diagnosed illnesses, but she faced constant problems, recurring colds, joint pain, low energy for walking, and a persistent fear that sooner or later, she'd become dependent on her children for everything. I remember well what she told me in that first appointment. I don't want to be a burden to anyone. I just want to be healthy enough to take care of myself and live long enough to see my grandchildren grow up. At that time, Mary believed that always being sick and lacking energy was just a normal part of aging. But I knew there was a better way. I explained to her that we didn't need to start with big changes, just simple, consistent steps. The plan was clear: adjust her daily diet by choosing foods proven to strengthen immunity, reduce silent inflammation, and protect the body over time. Mary decided to commit. She started preparing her meals at home, gradually incorporating 5 specific foods that became part of her plate every week. There were no magic solutions, just consistency. The first few months were a learning process. Mary tried new recipes, noted how she felt, and little by little, she noticed something incredible. She went through an entire winter without getting sick. Then came years of renewed energy, daily walks, and growing confidence in her own body. Now, at 82, Mary still sees me annually for routine checkups. She proudly shares that she tends her garden, cooks every day, and can't remember the last time she needed antibiotics. Her transformation is living proof that health can be built, one meal at a time. In the upcoming chapters, I'll detail these 5 foods and how you can include them in your life to achieve the same vitality Mary has. When we pass the age of 60, our bodies undergo natural changes that directly affect the immune system. The defenses that once reacted quickly begin to slow down, making us more vulnerable to infections, colds, and illnesses that, for a younger person, might just be a passing inconvenience, but for an older adult, can become serious, sometimes even fatal. International studies show that over 70% of hospitalizations due to respiratory illnesses occur in people over 60. This doesn't mean that aging is synonymous with sickness, but it's a clear warning that we need to take preventive action. This is where diet plays a central role. A strong immune system isn't built just with medication when we get sick, it's sustained every day by nutrients that reinforce defense cells, fight silent inflammation, and keep the body balanced. Vitamins like C and D, minerals like zinc, and antioxidants found in certain foods have a direct impact on our body's response to viruses and bacteria. Mary Collins is proof of this. At 50, she suffered from constant colds. Today, at 82, she lives free of those worries, and it didn't happen by chance. The secret lies in daily food choices that strengthen her defenses. She doesn't wait to get sick before reacting. She protects herself every day through what she puts on her plate. It's important for you to know, Immunity doesn't maintain itself over time. We need to help it. And in the next chapters, I'll show how each of the 5 foods Mary eats daily works to reinforce the body's natural shield, ensuring more energy, more vitality, and less risk of disease. Food 1. The daily anti-inflammatory secret. The first food that transformed Mary Collins' health, and can transform yours, is something simple, accessible, and powerful: extra virgin olive oil. This food is known worldwide for its natural anti-inflammatory properties. Numerous international studies confirm that extra virgin olive oil is rich in polyphenol, compounds that reduce silent inflammatory processes in the body. And why is this so important? Because chronic inflammation is behind conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. Mary told me that before changing her diet, she had constant knee pain. Walking in the park was a challenge. When she started using extra virgin olive oil daily, replacing less healthy fats, she noticed a significant improvement in her joints within months. It wasn't immediate, but it was consistent. Today, she proudly says, "My legs carry me wherever I want to go again." How you use it makes all the difference. The olive oil must be extra virgin, high quality, and should be consumed raw whenever possible. Mary adopted the habit of drizzling it over her salads, steamed vegetables, and even soups. This ensures the beneficial properties aren't lost to excessive heat. If you're over 60, this is a simple change that can have a huge impact on your daily life. Include 1 or 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in your main meals. Over time, you may feel lighter joints, a more protected heart, and greater energy for the activities you love. In the next chapters, I'll reveal the other 4 foods that complete this routine, keeping Mary strong, active, and illness-free for over 3 decades. How to include food 1 effortlessly. Many people think changing their diet requires time, complicated recipes, or hard-to-find ingredients. But Mary Collins' experience proves the opposite. When it comes to extra virgin olive oil, the secret is simplicity. Mary didn't spend hours in the kitchen or completely overhaul her menu. She started with small, easy-to-maintain adjustments. Here's exactly how she did it, and how you can too. She swapped saturated fats, like excess butter or refined oils, for extra virgin olive oil. Instead of frying foods, she started grilling or steaming them and finishing with a generous drizzle of raw olive oil. This simple substitution reduced inflammation in her body without altering the flavor of her meals. She incorporated olive oil into daily salads. Even on busy days, a bowl of greens, tomatoes, and grated carrots dressed with olive oil became a habit. She always says, "You don't need fancy dishes, just season what you already eat well." She used olive oil to finish soups and cooked vegetables. Instead of butter or processed sauces, she added a few drops of extra virgin olive oil before serving. This not only enhanced flavor but preserved nutrients and maximized benefits. These simple steps fit into anyone's routine. You don't need to change your entire diet at once. The key is starting with something you can maintain daily. Like Mary, you can transform your eating habits effortlessly, reaping results that compound over years. In the next chapter, I'll reveal the second food in this transformation, one that acts as a true protector of the heart and brain. Food 2, the heart and brain protector. The second food that changed Mary Collins' life is one of the most studied in the world for cardiovascular health and brain protection: walnuts. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin E, and potent antioxidants that help reduce bad cholesterol, protect arteries, and preserve cognitive function as we age. International studies show that regular consumption of nuts like walnuts is linked to a lower risk of heart disease and slower mental decline in older adults. When Mary first followed my guidance, she was especially worried about her memory. At 50, she had frequent forgetfulness, common at that age but not inevitable. Our solution was simple: add a controlled portion of walnuts to her daily diet. Over time, Mary reported not just sharper mental clarity but also greater satiety, which helped her control her weight and maintain steady energy throughout the day. Routine tests also showed improved heart health markers, essential for anyone wanting to live with quality into old age. Walnuts act as a true shield. They protect blood vessels, improve circulation, and provide nutrients the brain needs to stay active. For someone like Mary, who at 82 still teaches music to children in her community, this food became an indispensable ally for keeping her mind sharp and her heart strong. In the next chapter, I'll show you how to include walnuts practically in your daily routine, without excess or complication. The benefits of walnuts for people over 60 are well documented in international research. For many seniors, the greatest fear isn't just a specific disease, but losing their independence, memory, and ability to perform daily tasks. This is exactly where walnuts come in as a strategic food. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging followed elderly participants for over 10 years and observed that those who regularly consumed walnuts had significantly lower risk of developing cardiovascular disease and performed better on memory and reasoning tests. These aren't vague promises, they're concrete data showing how a simple habit can shape future health. Walnuts help reduce arterial inflammation, decreasing the chance of plaque buildup that leads to heart attacks and strokes. Additionally, their omega-3 content contributes to maintaining brain cell membranes, improving communication between nerve cells. For people beginning to experience frequent forgetfulness or mental sluggishness, this can mean real gains in quality of life. Mary Collins is a clear example of these benefits. She reports that before adopting daily walnut consumption, she struggled to remember simple appointments. Today, she organizes her weekly activities without assistance and proudly still plays piano with the same fluency she had decades ago. For seniors, every food choice counts. When we talk about walnuts, we're talking about a small food with immense power to protect the heart and keep the mind alert. This proves you don't need to wait for health problems to appear before taking action, you can start now. In the next chapter, we'll move to the third food, the one that works as true fuel for the body's energy and vitality. Food 3. The fuel for energy and vitality. The third food in Mary Collins' routine that can transform your daily energy is whole oats. Oats are a true slow-release fuel. They're rich in soluble fiber, particularly beta-glucan, which helps maintain stable blood glucose levels throughout the day. This means fewer energy spikes and crashes, essential for anyone wanting to stay active after 60. Additionally, the fiber supports gut health, another decisive factor for immunity and proper nutrient absorption. Research from Harvard School of Public Health shows that regular oat consumers have lower risk of cardiovascular disease and better cholesterol control. This is vital because as we age, our hearts require extra care. When Mary began incorporating oats into her breakfasts, she reported something simple but significant. She felt full longer and didn't need unhealthy mid-morning snacks. The stomach pains she used to feel after heavy meals diminished, and she gained more energy for daily walks. Oats also directly impact mental vitality. The steady energy supply to the brain aids concentration and mental clarity. Mary mentions she can now spend hours gardening or studying piano scores without the fatigue that used to force her to nap in the afternoon. In the next chapter, I'll share simple, practical tips to maximize oats benefits and include them deliciously and easily in your daily routine, just as Mary did. How to include oats for maximum benefit. Incorporating oats into your daily diet is simple, but certain strategies can further enhance their benefits for energy, immunity, and overall health. Mary Collins applied these tips, which is how she maintained consistent results over decades. First tip: prefer whole oat flakes or groats over highly processed instant versions, which lose some fiber and nutrients. Mary always chose thick oat flakes that provide slower energy release and prolonged satiety. Second tip: combine oats with vitamin C-rich foods and lean proteins. For example, Mary would prepare oatmeal with fresh strawberries or add a small portion of unsweetened natural yogurt. This combination improves nutrient absorption and creates a complete, balanced meal. Third tip: avoid excessive sugar when preparing oats. Many people negate the benefits by adding large amounts of refined sugar. Mary substituted with small portions of ripe fruit or a drizzle of honey, ensuring flavor without compromising health. Fourth tip, especially useful for busy schedules: soak oats overnight. Mary prepared what she called overnight oats, placing the flakes in a container with water or milk and refrigerating them. By morning, the oats would be soft and ready to eat, either plain or with fruits and seeds. These small adjustments made all the difference for Mary. They're easy to implement but have profound impacts on energy, mood, and the body's resilience throughout the day. In the next chapter, you'll discover the fourth food, one that acts as a true shield against silent diseases and completes the foundation of this health routine. Food 4. The shield against silent diseases. The fourth food in Mary Collins' daily routine, playing an essential role in preventing silent diseases, is broccoli. Broccoli is rich in sulforaphane, a compound extensively studied for its ability to reduce deep inflammatory processes and protect cells from oxidative damage. These often invisible inflammations and cellular damages are the roots of chronic conditions like hypertension, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. According to the World Health Organization, diets rich in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli are associated with lower incidence of cardiovascular disease and greater healthy life expectancy. This isn't distant theory, it's science applied to your everyday plate. When Mary began regularly consuming broccoli, we noticed significant improvement in her routine tests. Her previously fluctuating glucose levels stabilized, and her bone health also benefited from broccoli's calcium and vitamin K content. She often says, "Broccoli became part of my life, and I feel my body lighter and more protected." Another important aspect is that broccoli supports liver function, aiding elimination of accumulated toxins. This directly impacts daily energy, sleep quality, and stamina for simple activities. Now at 82, Mary ensures broccoli appears on her plate at least 3 times weekly, whether steamed, sautéed with olive oil, or mixed into soups and omelets. This simple habit has helped her reach this age with vitality, free from the silent diseases affecting millions. In the next chapter, you'll hear real stories of how broccoli and other foods made differences in lives like Mary's, further proving the importance of these choices. Real impact stories. Broccoli might seem like a simple food, but its impact on people like Mary Collins and other patients I've worked with over the years is remarkable. These real stories show how small daily choices can produce impressive results. Mary wasn't alone in adopting broccoli. Robert Johnson, now 76, came to me worried about elevated glucose levels and family history of diabetes. Like Mary, Robert began including broccoli in 3 or 4 weekly meals. Months later, his tests showed significant improvement in glucose control, and he reported feeling more energetic, less bloated, and having naturally lost some weight. Another patient, Linda Evans, 70, struggled with cholesterol issues. Initially resistant to dietary changes, she decided to give broccoli and other cruciferous vegetables a chance. Linda started making simple broccoli soups and small roasted portions with olive oil for dinner. Within 6 months, her bad cholesterol decreased consistently, impressing her doctor. These stories prove broccoli isn't just a side dish. It's a food that works silently, strengthening the body's defenses against diseases that often develop without clear warning signs. Mary, Robert, and Linda now share something precious, aging with more freedom, energy, and fewer hospital visits. When you include foods like broccoli in your diet, you're doing more than just eating, you're choosing to protect yourself and build, little by little, a future with greater quality of life. In the next chapter, I'll introduce the 5th food, what Mary affectionately calls the guardian of memory and balance, essential for keeping the mind active and body steady through the years. Food 5. The guardian of memory and balance. The 5th and final food in Mary Collins' routine, playing a decisive role in maintaining memory and physical balance, is salmon. Salmon is one of nature's richest sources of long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA and EPA. These nutrients are fundamental for brain health, helping neuron communication, reducing nervous system inflammation, and protecting against cognitive decline that often accelerates after 60. Additionally, salmon provides high-quality protein and vitamin D, essential for maintaining muscle mass and bone health. Studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that seniors who regularly consume omega-3-rich fish like salmon have lower risk of neurodegenerative diseases and demonstrate better physical balance and coordination. This means fewer falls, fewer fractures, and more daily independence. Mary remembers clearly when she started including salmon in her diet decades ago. She told me that before this change, she experienced memory lapses that made her insecure about simple activities like gardening or preparing old recipes. Within months of weekly salmon consumption, she noticed sharper mental clarity and, over time, significantly improved balance, allowing her to continue long walks and household tasks without fear of stumbling or dizziness. Now at 82, Mary includes salmon at least twice weekly, typically baked or steamed with simple seasonings to preserve nutrients. She says, "This fish gives me the feeling that my mind and body work in harmony." Salmon isn't just delicious, it's a powerful tool to protect memory, strengthen bones and muscles, and keep you active and secure through the years. In the next chapter, you'll learn how to combine these 5 foods in your daily life for lasting results, creating a solid foundation for long, healthy living. The power of combination. Knowing which foods are beneficial is just the first step. The real secret lies in combining them practically, consistently, and enjoyably, so their benefits accumulate and deliver results over years. Mary Collins mastered this, and it's exactly how she built over 3 decades of solid health. Olive oil, walnuts, oats, broccoli, and salmon don't work in isolation, they complement each other. When you organize meals to regularly include these foods, you create protective effects across multiple body systems simultaneously. Olive oil reduces silent inflammation, walnuts nourish heart and brain, oats provide steady energy, broccoli strengthens defenses and tissues, and salmon maintains memory and balance. Mary learned to integrate these foods simply. For breakfast, she typically has oatmeal with walnut pieces and a drizzle of honey. Lunch might be a green salad with steamed broccoli, always dressed with extra virgin olive oil. Dinner could feature a simply herbed salmon fillet with assorted vegetables. Easy, balanced, nutrient-rich meals. The key is regularity. Occasional consumption won't produce miracles. The body needs consistency. Mary maintained this discipline for years, which is why at 82 she lives freely, without dependency on constant medications or fear of limiting illnesses. You can start gradually. Choose 1 or 2 of these foods to include in your next meal. Slowly expand. This isn't about restrictive diets, it's about creating a dietary foundation that sustains long-term health. That's the key to lasting results. Your new health story starts today. You've just learned the story of Mary Collins, an 82-year-old woman who's lived over 3 decades without fever, hospitalizations, or antibiotics. She didn't achieve this by chance. She made simple choices, repeated daily, transforming her health through 5 accessible, powerful foods. Olive oil to combat silent inflammation. Walnuts to protect the heart and maintain active memory. Oats for stable energy and gut health. Broccoli as a shield against silent diseases. Salmon to sustain balance and mental clarity for years. These foods, combined intelligently and consistently, gave Mary what we all want: freedom to live, energy to enjoy each day, and peace to age without fear. The good news? This can be your reality too. Don't wait for serious warning signs. Don't wait for health to deteriorate before trying to recover. Start today. Include one of these foods in your next meal. Repeat tomorrow. Make it a habit. Small daily steps become massive changes over time. Mary Collins is living proof. And you too can write your own story of vitality, independence, and well-being. If this content resonated with you, like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. I want to know, which of these 5 foods will you start including in your routine today? Leave a comment. I read each one, because this channel exists to help you live longer and better. Take care of yourself. Your new health story can begin right now.